If you hate selling in your business as a business owner, I want to tell you a story about baby sales Jen. Been in sales for 16 years, but right at the beginning, I was in fashion buying and I went into sales. Here's a little story. When I first went into sales, I was selling recruitment advertising for some magazines for a big publishing house in London. And this was my first time going into sales, so it felt like a baptism of fire. I'm going to tell you that. The first thing I had to do was make cold calls to get new customers. So our sales manager at the time would take our chairs away until we made X amount of calls or we made a sale, and then we could sit down again. This was a shock to me as an ex-luxury fashion buyer. What it did teach me though was that activity is key. Not only for getting my chair back, but also for closing sales, right? Like, you know, they always say, yeah, sales is a numbers game. And yes, it is to a certain extent, but you've also got to have good qualified leads or know who you're speaking to, right? So that you're not wasting your time just going through volumes and volumes of people. So this is why it's so crucial in your business to know who you actually want to work with and who you're trying to bring on board, and that you're targeting them effectively so you're not wasting time. It also helped me learn not to be attached to any one result or any reaction from you know, a potential customer or company, because some companies I would ring up, you know, completely cold, so they didn't know my company or me, and I was creating completely new conversations, which sometimes was very, very uncomfortable, right? I think cold calling is probably one of the hardest sales techniques apart from network marketing. That's also very hard when it comes to selling approaches and strategies. And yeah, it taught me to have that kind of elastic band effect, you know. You kind of snap back. You get pulled out, snap back. So if people told me no, it would get easier and easier to deal with. And over my sales career, you know, add another 16 years onto that, and you become very, very resilient in your mindset. And that is where you want to be when you're running your own business. Often it's very hard because we're running personal brands, right? But the more resilient you can be in that sense and take the emotion out and drop a bit more logic in, the further you're going to be able to drive your business, because it's going to be more data driven rather than emotion driven. Now, emotions can just send us off track, right? So try and be aware of that for yourself in your business around how you currently feel around rejection, because that's possibly an area that you could work on to help your sales resilience there.